recording. Okay, good stuff. So I think the first thing to kick off with is a bit of context and a thank you to our area organisations for the funding and support that has enabled this coastal focus over the next couple of years. So what we're talking about today and some other streams is funded by EDF. It's being commissioned and administered by Somerset West and Taunton Council. Obviously, that will move across to the new Somerset Council at some point, but all of it is on behalf of the Hinckley Tourism Action Partnership. And the delivery over this over the next 2 years is going to be a coastal focus, utilising several streams of delivery. Everything that's being delivered and promoted is designed to highlight and link our natural assets, our paths, our infrastructure, our culture and produce, hospitality and visitor offering along our Somerset coastal strip, kind of link them together, but really give that a bit of an identity and a feel, and give the businesses an opportunity in those areas to really join in with this. So today we're focusing on the first stream, which is the promotional and identity stream, which is being delivered by Visit Exmoor and Visit Somerset. You will in due course, I'm sure, hear from both Nell Barrington, who's on the call, and Isabel on the other streams in due course. And I don't want to steal their thunder, but just to give a bit of context today, the other streams I think are broadly focusing on how to bring businesses together into logical network clusters along the coast, building some compelling experiences, itineraries, and some quite creative stuff coming from that. And those two streams will be delivered by Nell. And then Isabel is going to be delivering a coastal event or events or festival, really to highlight the area as well. And actually, we've got a call with Isabel tomorrow to learn a little bit more about that ourselves. So that's kind of an overview from me. So I'm going to hand over to my co-host Giles to go through the structure of the call today.
Thank you, Emma, and again, thank you everybody for attending. So just to give some structure, today we are going to do some brief introductions around the room so we know who each other are. We're going to step through the objectives, aims, and the promotions and the identity stream. We're going to give you an overview of the campaign structure on the Visit Exmoor and on the Visit Somerset web pages. We're going to give you an overview of the social media that will run through the campaign period, and how this will eventually link to the other network itineraries and event streams that Emma just described. We will also then step through the business support guide and the assets available to you. These include ready-to-go promotional content, an outline of the identity that has been created for this campaign, images, assets, and also ready-to-go social media content that you can use. Also a call to action, how you can help promote your town or area in the best way. And then finally, some thoughts and a Q&A session. So maybe we can quickly go around the room. I sense that most of us do know each other at R, but I think it's always just good housekeeping. So looking at my screen, I'm just going to choose Toby Jones. Toby, are you there?
I am, yes, sir. I'm just on mute. Hi, I'm Toby. I'm the digital manager at Visit Somerset.
Thank you, Toby. Sally Turner.
Hello, Giles Adams. Sally Turner, Minehead Information Centre, and I can also represent Minehead Bid.
Thank you very much. Deborah Stanyon.
Yes, hi everybody. Deborah Stanyon, Manager, Pollock Visitor Centre.
Thank you. Nell.
Hi, I'm Nell. I, as Emma said, coordinating the cluster groups, and I think I've spoken to nearly all of you about them already. Yeah, so the cluster group meetings are happening in March, and the itineraries are going to follow on from there. So I'll see you all soon as in person.
Thank you, Nell. Corinne, last time I saw you were on the national news, so but you're still going to have to introduce yourself.
I believe that's still following me. Fantastic. Hi, I'm Corinne Curtis. I'm founder of the Nornham Project CIC. We're based in Burnham-on-Sea and creating theatre and heritage community events in the town.
Thank you. Ian.
Thank you, Giles. Ian Jeffries, Burnham-on-Sea Information Centre.
Thank you. A little bit quiet there. Burnham Information Centre, just for anybody who didn't quite pick that up. Julian Gray.
Morning all, Julian Gray, Director of the South West Coast Path Association.
Thank you, Julian. Alan.
Morning, Alan House, Chairman of Discover Breed and Director of Breed Leisure.
Thank you. And finally, Zara.
Hi, yeah, I'm Zara Aitken and I'm the project coordinator for Minehead and Coast Development Trust, which is a grant-funded charity working on community projects in Minehead.
Thank you. And Emma's introduced herself, I think, adequately, and I'm Chair of Visit Somerset, and so we're all working very intensely together on all of these areas. As an overview then, Visit Exmoor, Visit Somerset are very excited to bring you this new campaign, which will run throughout the whole of this year and into 2024, with a focus on promoting the Somerset and Exmoor coast. The coast campaign runs along the coastline from Porlock Weir to Breen, and as we know, there's a tremendous variety along that stretch, and this includes a catchment a few miles inland. The campaign will be supported by ongoing social media promotions on both the Visit Exmoor and Visit Somerset channels, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We will have guest blogs with inspirational content being added over the coming weeks. The aim being to engage with new audiences who may not have visited the Somerset and Exmoor coasts before. We'll also be promoting events along the coast and supporting them as part of this campaign. So just to run through the campaign aims and objectives, firstly, to highlight the visitor economy businesses along the Somerset and Exmoor coast from Porlock Weir to Breen. Secondly, to promote the towns and villages, things to do and itineraries throughout. To showcase the incredible and varied scenery found along the coast. To promote the Somerset and Exmoor coast as an all year round destination for everyone to enjoy. This also aligns with our ongoing Here All Year activity, which I hope some of you will have seen over the last few weeks, some excellent short films that have been promoted on Facebook and Instagram, and then by the advertising agency outside of the county. And also then in 2023, nationally is the Year of the Coast, which gives us as Visit Exmoor, Visit Somerset, plenty of additional opportunities to draw focus to the campaign and the coastline. And of course, part of that is the collaborative and networking part of working together. So we will be very delighted to hear thoughts and questions from you all as we work through. So I think that is my bit done. Hopefully that has all been quite clear. So I'm just going back now to Emma.
Brilliant. Now let's really mucks with the screen and what I can see. Can everybody see a kind of blue peg line on screen?
We can.
Brilliant. Okay, so this so what you're looking at here and the blue colouring, and just bear with me because I'll kind of step through, but this is the kind of identity for the Somerset and Exmoor coast. And please, everybody note, Nikki will kill me if not, but we have gone back to, for words, not hashtag, the Somerset and Exmoor coast. And so these hero images will be updated. But this is kind of the, I guess, the stamp, the identity that we're going to put across anything that goes out within this coastal focus. And you'll also see, quite interestingly, the Visit Somerset and Visit Exmoor web pages focusing on this term blue as well. And what we're trying to do, the objective was, this investment is to really highlight the coast and to put some needed investment into our coastal area and specific promotions. We were also really focused on ensuring that we didn't confuse brands. So we have a very clear Somerset and Exmoor brand. Some of our partners, like the National Park, some of you guys, etc., all have your own brands, and we weren't trying to introduce a competing band, which is also, but it's something that's complementary to what we all do as area stakeholders and how we promote the area. So these images, and I'll show you some examples in a second. These images, as you would be able to use them, could be used on a web page. They could be used on a post. They could be used as a stamp to go across another image that you might be highlighting. They can absolutely be used with your own organization or small business logo, ID, etc., to kind of link it all in together. So I think that's the first thing, and it'll be interesting when we come to chat at the end of the call to get your thoughts. But that's the first thing. This really has been designed to be quite a complementary campaign, and all the images I'm about to step through in about 3 weeks' time, and you'll understand the timing of that in a second, but in about 3 weeks' time will be available to all of you in lots of different formats to kind of use and utilize along the campaign. So the basis of this is make your own memories, the Somerset and Exmoor Coast, hashtag Somerset Exmoor Coast. You can see we've actually got two clip lines. The one that you see here highlights the coastal areas along the coast from Porlock all the way to Watchet. And then we have another one here which goes, and Giles, you'll have to keep me geographically correct. I don't know which comes first, but we've got all of the coastal areas going along the coast to. You're going to help me and tell me which is
I will jump in and then wait for the opprobrium if I get it wrong, but you Kilve would be the first one.
So yeah, so going all the way across, and then you'll see, and there's 12 of these, so these are just examples for examples, but we then have a separate hero image for each of those 12 areas. So depending on the area that you're representing, you will also have one of these make your own memories hero images for your own area. And again, these can be used any which way you want to in the promotions. And we've kind of tried to design it so that small businesses that maybe aren't so confident or don't have the capacity to be doing a ton of marketing can just pick these up and use them. And I'll show you in a second, we've got some pre-written content and that type of stuff, but also for some of you organizations that may be more sophisticated but also have your own promotions and things going on, this is a really good way to kind of tie everything that we're all doing together and kind of make it consistent across the coastal area. So I'm just trying to think. I think I've covered everything to do with the images. While I'm in this document, I'll just show you. So this will be available to you all following the call today up on the website, which we'll go to in a minute. And this is the business support pack. So this is for all of you as organisations, but also please do, we will as well, share with the small businesses in the coastal areas because they're really free to engage with this and use this. So it gives the background of the campaign, what we're trying to do, the website links, and we'll go look at those in a minute, and a kind of outline of the social media activity. We as Visit Somerset and Visit Exmoor will run kind of regular promotions, and I don't mean generic, but we will be focusing in on the coast. As I say, we're going to start in about 3 weeks' time because that's a launch, because that's the optimum time really leading up to the Easter holidays, and it will also give us a chance to work with you guys maybe and enhance some of the area content if it needs to, and that type of stuff. And we'll be doing some generic, we'll tie in the hashtags to other campaigns as Giles mentioned, etc., and you'll see us using the images to start to give an identity with that. We'll also then link in with Nell and also with Isabel, who's joined us, by the way. Hi, Isabel. As we go through the 2 year, and as there are outputs from the streams that they are delivering, they will provide us with the material and the content for that, and that will also be promoted through the Visit Exmoor and Visit Somerset channels in this identity and kind of pushed out. And when we come to the website in a minute, we can show you, but any of the itinerary outputs, for example, or the work that Nell's going to be doing, we've got blog places, we've got different ways on the website to be highlighting that there as well. So it's all designed to be simple and structured, but to all feed into this campaign. We've got a kind of detail on how to get involved. we've stepped through the images, and then also, as I say, we've got perhaps for businesses who might not be so confident using social media or might not have the time, we've got some examples of Facebook and Instagram type promotional posts, and anybody is welcome to copy and paste and utilize this. But you can also use this as inspiration or whatever to kind of create your own content. Okay, so I will go to the Visit Exmoor website first. Now I might need to reshare. Let's see if this works. Can you see the Visit Exmoor webpage?
No, we're still on the Word document.
Okay, so I'm going to reshare then. So stop share, just bear with me. So, and we are still making a few final changes to this because obviously we're not live, so bear with me. So as I say, usually on the Visit Exmoor, you see our very kind of lovely purpley purpley burgundy color, and everything's branded. The Somerset Coast page is blue in line with the branding, with that objective of making it a bit stand out, and also making sure that with Visit Somerset we connect, because our websites look a bit different, but this means that everything that we're doing jointly together kind of looks like it's coming from the same focus and campaign. We've got a map with the areas that we're talking about highlighted on, and just kind of on the side of the introductory text, in a couple of weeks' time, you'll see that hero image with the clip line of the different places on the kind of Exmoor part of the coast. That will be there to really brand it as well. So that's going up. And then we've got tiles and call out information on all the different areas, and this is what we'll talk to you about in the call to action at the end of the call. And then as we do elsewhere on our website, but we've got tiles that really start to pull out things to do along the coast, and this is where, when we start to get outputs from the other streams involved in this initiative, this is where we've got the capacity within the web page to really highlight those. For example, if Nell was to launch some itineraries or kind of experiences or something coming from her stream, we would put the content here, but we'd also be doing a blog post and a promotional post and those types of things to draw interest to that. And the same with the events stream. As we work with Isabel, we will have the event promoted as an event in the usual event calendar, but we can also have call outs and things in this kind of space on the website. And then you can see here at the very bottom, we've got the image that we were just talking through, and we've got, and this will be your link after the call, which we'll send to you all in an email, and this is where you can pick up that big business support pack. And just as I say, for the next 3 weeks, that's really kind of for your information, and then we will go live and share all the images and stuff that you can use in that time scale as well. So I will stop sharing and just hand to Giles or Toby to share the Visit Somerset website.
Are you okay to share, Toby? Oh, he's already done it.
Can you all see that? Is that okay?
Lovely, thank you.
Cool. I do apologise. We're on the back end system. Our front end's having a bit of issues this morning, so I do apologise for the layout. But like Emma's gone through already, the Visit Somerset side of things is very similar of layout, to kind of keep that consumer journey really simple, click-through rates, etc. as well. So it's all about exploring the coastline. You'll see some of yourselves on there. The Explore Your Coast will then link back to the Visit Exmoor page to kind of have that click-through referral from one page to another page, vice versa. Things to do as well, and also local beaches as well. We will be adding the kind of news section in the bottom as well. So if you have anything news-wise, please just send it on to us so we can kind of build a portfolio on kind of articles based on the coastline.
Great, thank you very much, Toby. So really at this point, we are sort of coming back to the room with our invitation to call to action. I think a lot of advertising communications is quite ephemeral and short-lived, and I think one of the beauties of this project is that the assets are here which are going to be further manipulated, and this project runs for a long time. So this is a really sort of strong potential for this coastal awareness and engagement to really have some long life ahead of it, with some really good planning between all of us. So it's really also the case with those of you on the meeting today that you've got excellent networks, and this is all about spreading the message and helping the various different businesses in your particular locality to sort of develop the strands, see what they think is useful, and really engage with this. And of course, we have to think about what you think the visitors would benefit from, things that might be missing from your existing promotional channels. Just let us know. This is what we're here for. We've established this structure. It's long lasting. There'll be legacy from it. And it means that really collectively we can engage all our creativity, outline the products that we know. And in so many cases, of course, the business are going to know better than us, but by informing us, drawing us in, keeping us brief, then we can really get this to work and get some results. That's why we're here. Share away the blogs and news articles that come from us. We will have a dedicated Somerset Exmoor Coast blog and news feed, and conversely, the usual call out for information. If you do have any press releases, offers, visitor information that you'd like sharing on this, then get in touch. We can share this after the call, but the best email address is website@visit-exmoor.co.uk. I think quite a lot of the work that I particularly do is that you know that the product is there. It's just that people have not really pressed the button to actually communicate it and phrase some content around. And we're very keen, having sort of established this branding and projects so far, that you really do get involved and keep us briefed. We're here to help 24/7 really in the digital world. So I think that summarizes it, doesn't it, Emma? Are we on to the Q&A now?
Yeah, no, I think just a very specific one following the call. We will follow this up in the email after the call as well. But for the area kind of town representatives on the call, please do click through on the website and look at your area town content. And we've got a couple of week window. If there's anything that you want to do to improve, evolve, add to the content that's there, ping it through on the website address, and the same if there's any images or anything like that, but ping it across, and Callie and Toby can look at that and just update the content. And then I think any Q&A and thoughts, and just to be very clear, the 24/7 bit, that's Giles. If it's past 8 o'clock in the evening, you can contact Giles.
Yeah, I like to think I'm still young and I'm not falling asleep, Emma. Absolutely. I'll stand by that. It's always coming in. Anyway, anybody got any questions? Nell Barrington.
Giles. Just a shout out for Bridgewater on the map, just because of all its coastal connections. And because we're going to be, like, some of the itineraries could be to do with history and heritage, and obviously Bridgewater and the coast have got its links to the coast really well. And I got a shout out for Bridgewater because I'm nearly there. I nearly am a resident. The other thing was that, are you happy for individual businesses to contact you with news stories? And if so, is that if we send it to website at visit-exmoor.co.uk, does that go to Visit Somerset as well?
So yeah, we'll give both the Somerset and Exmoor email addresses, and send to both. To be fair, if you send to Toby and Callie, they can work it, but we'll send that out, I think, with caution. So yes, I mean, it's no really different to how we would work today. So everybody is welcome to send us content and whatever, whether it's, and I don't mean that it would be inappropriate, but whether it is appropriate on a kind of scale that's relevant to consumers and stuff, I think we'd treat it with the same that we usually do. There's no guarantee that we will just be able to push everything out. Also, we need to be careful with commercial organisations. This is you know, this is funding that's coming from the local authority, so we wouldn't be overly commercially promoting a single business over and over, especially, you know, with this type of funding. I think, is that a fair way to put it, Giles?
Yeah, and I think it's always pointing back to what does it mean to the consumer, doesn't it? And that is something that we know the difference between advertorial and editorial, and stuff that is just advertising led isn't great content, is it? So yeah, we will triage that and discuss and refine and monitor and feedback as appropriate.
And can I also ask, because we've got the 4 workshops coming up now, the last one being on the 21st of March, how does that fit with your timescale for launch? So if we're saying to businesses, you can use these assets, are they not going to be able to use them until the actual launch date? I'm just thinking we've got an opportunity to push it out to, I think, about 80 people.
So yeah, so now the web pages and the business support guides will be there and live, but we won't, and this is just to make sure that they don't start kind of straying out ahead of launch, but the images and that stuff will be made live when we go live. So we'll work out the specific, Toby and Callie will work together, and we'll have a few days where we start to push out, and at that point, and we'll follow it up with communications as well, but at that point the actual images and stuff will be there. But on your calls now, you're more than welcome. I'd say if you give an overview from the business support pack, you're more than welcome to use that, but do be clear that it's not going, it's going live, and we'll tell you the specific date, and it's a few weeks time, but we'll tell you the specific date as well. Okay,
great, thank you.
Isabel, I think you had your hand up at the beginning.
Yes, I'm slightly confused, but just as an aside, I couldn't get into the meeting. At Somerset County Council, we're not allowed to use Zoom as an application on our computers. And normally I go in through the browser, but for some reason you sent through an updated link, but it would only allow me to install the software, which I can't do because it's blocked at the council. So I don't know if there's a way of doing it so that you get that web option. So I had to go off and get my personal laptop in order to be able to log in. So it's just a sort of technical thing. The other thing is, I'm a bit confused that about Exmoor and Somerset. Exmoor to me ends in Minehead, and all of it is Somerset. And so I appreciate that Visit Exmoor and Visit Somerset are 2 different entities, but the Visit Somerset site seemed to start in Kilve, not Minehead. And what is there a division you have that is different from the sort of geographical, this is Exmoor and this is not Exmoor?
No, not at all. So it's all, Isabel, it's all about the consumer reach. And Giles and I are actually chatting about this just before the call, and it's something we'll play around with. But the benefit of when we work together as Somerset and Exmoor is we have some the same, but we also have quite a broad amount of our consumer audiences which are different. So we're able to reach far more consumers for the area by going through both the Somerset and Exmoor brands, which is why this type of thing always works really, really well when we do it, because we get to different consumers through doing that. We've currently got the split just really actually as we've been working with the graphics, and Toby and Callie have got a kind of almost pass through between the sites, and what we're going to do is see how that's working from a consumer point of view, and if we think we're missing something or we're losing out on consumers by the way that we're doing that across, we'll just work with the structures. The structures are pretty flexible, especially from the location point of view, and we'll just work out how to do that. But it goes, it goes. But the greater Exmoor area from a brand point of view, just as a kind of aside, from the Somerset side, is Porlock all the way through to Watch It. So we've got businesses that very strongly associate with the Exmoor brand all the way to Watch It. We also have consumers which associate the greater Exmoor area all the way out, Quantox, whatever. It's never an issue for us working with Visit Somerset because we kind of see each other as a strength to each other, really. The more visitors we bring between us, the better.
Yeah, I kind of felt a bit like the Somerset side of it seemed to stop in Kilve, and I would have thought that some people, a lot of people think Exmoor is Devon, not Somerset. So if someone's thinking of going to Somerset, they might search on Somerset and they would be missing all of Watch It through Blue Anchor through to Minehead. But I think it's just a case of on Visit Somerset, it needs to be really clear that this isn't all of it. That it carries on at Visit Exmoor, because Somerset is the county and Exmoor's the national park, and so they're two different things, I suppose.
They are, but to be fair, the confusion continues because it's not truly the Somerset coast either. It's not all of the Exmoor coast either. And you know, we really benefit from council funding, and we really appreciate it, and from the local the funding this time from EDF, but there are boundaries that consumers don't see, and we work the best we can between them, Isabel, I think is the best way to say it, because it's not truly that, you know, it finishes at a point that doesn't end at the Somerset coast as well. I don't know, Giles, if you want to add anything.
Oh, well, I was just thinking
trying to find the power cable.
Oh, crikey.
It's okay, sorry. It just told me my battery was going down. There we go.
I think also, you know, both sites are running anyway, in addition to this coastal thing. So, you know, we're already trawling consumers, a million unique visitors a year between the two sites. So we're like sweeping everything anyway. So if somebody comes via the Visit Somerset website and they have a sudden fascination for Porlock Weir, they will find that information.
Okay.
But I do take your point that maybe just a little bit firmer signposting. But conversely, if somebody's on the Visit Exmoor website and they want to find out about Barrow, they will be able to get there. But it's just like you say, it's just firming up a bit.
And then I'm going to do another one. Apologies, Julian, no offence to the Southwest Coast Path, but it would be really nice to see the England Coast Path on there as well. The England Coast Path starts in, well, it goes all the way across the entire coast and is already in place from Minehead to Breandown. And so I think it would be great to see the England Coast Path represented alongside the Southwest Coast Path.
Yeah, and I think that the England Coast Path were invited. I will check, but the call to action, which will go out again on email, is for all the organisations to provide their content. So if it's not there, Isabel, they need to provide the content in. We're here to promote it, but we do need the organisations to provide.
You'll find it's me.
Oh, well, then
the England Coast Path. So
well, then sorry. Of course, do you know, I'm thinking from the context of you doing the events and festivals.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Focused on that, but yeah, so
just for clarity,
provide the
clarity
content.
on that. Sorry, just for clarity on the England Coast Path. The England Coast Path, in theory, will be complete by the end of 2024, all 2,700 miles. So in terms of representation, in terms of opportunity, it is actually a really big opportunity to talk about the coast. And in terms of having the right people around the table, then you've got Isabel obviously covering the England Coast Path going from Minehead northwards, and you've got me here representing the Southwest Coast Path Association, which will be managing the England Coast Path going round all the way through to Dorset. So you've got the right people around the table already. The challenge will be Natural England will be running a series of events over the next 2 years to celebrate the England Coast Path and to make sure that those are probably linked in. And I'm presuming, Isabel, that you're linked in with Deanna and Johnny and the team over at Natural England to do that. And likewise, you know, we're linked into that.
We've also got Year of the Coast as well through the Coastal Academy as well this year.
Yeah, and so the Coastal Academy are aware of of what Natural England are trying to do in terms of their celebrations as well. So there is, in theory, this kind of communication there, but yeah, it's always good to kind of flag it as much as possible. And the only other two things I want to flag, as I'm off mute for a second, one of them is that, as you can see from here, it's our 50th anniversary for the Southwest Coast Path charity this year, and we're starting a walk on the 12th of May from Minehead through to Porlock Weir on that day, and that's the start of a 5-week walk all the way around 630 miles. So again, that's something where we'll want to do a bit of celebration.
Yeah, brilliant.
See our opportunities there.
Right.
And then another date for a bit further beyond your 2 years. In May 2025, there will be an event happening around the whole of the English coast called Beach of Dreams. And I can send you a link to that outside of this conversation. But again, a really great opportunity to link into that broader kind of national piece there, which is going to be a really interesting celebration of local place, but also doing it basically trying to walk all 10,000 miles of the UK coast in 1 month, simultaneously in a massive relay with lots of flags. So it'll be
That's
a big
amazing, Julian. Really good. Yeah, and so with all of those near and the ones coming up close, especially, but all of that, if you get through, say Toby and Callie, but if you get through the information on those and we can get them up and promoted, that's just brilliant. And then I know we've got, but then Isabel, if you want to, and if you've got kind of content, have a look at some of the other, but if you want to get us some content as well, get that across. This is the reason that we're not, well, apart from the optimum promotional time as well, but one of the reasons we're not going live right now is we kind of wanted to have this opportunity to pick up content that should be showcased, etc. So if you work with Toby and Callie, we can get that up on both sites.
Sure.
Can I ask Julian something? Sorry. Julian, on your walk on the 12th of May, is there an opportunity for businesses to get involved with that as well? If they're not waymakers, but could they get involved with that walk somehow?
Well, they can join us on the walk, absolutely. And I'll send you a link to basically we've split it into a whole series of half-day walks so that people don't have to, yeah, especially when you're doing like Hartland and Key to Bude, doing half a day on that is enough. Although I've got 2 days of that. So yeah. Obviously, Waymakers we're promoting specifically through that program, but if other businesses want to get involved, then just get in touch. And I'd say go through Sarah on that.
Okay. And the other thing I wanted to ask, just for Natural England events, if they're taking place over the next 2 years, I'm guessing they're planned already. Is there a place where you can go and find them?
They're not published. I've got a list at the moment of the ones where we think the dates are right. So I can again share that, but it's a moving feast, especially the ones in 2024. But I think most of the dates in 23 are fixed. So yeah, I'll get a copy sent across to you.
Thanks, Julian. That's great. Thank you.
I can say that for this year, I know there is nothing in Somerset per se, but there is one in Weston. I think it's in September. There's one in Weston-super-Mare, and I think you've got one in Plymouth. The closest to us are Ilfracombe, Plymouth and Weston-super-Mare, but there isn't one actually in Somerset this year.
Oh, thank you very much. Any other questions, observations? Good. Emma, is there anything else you want to summarise?
No, just I mean, just keep chatting to us anyway, but we'll summarize with the links, the contacts, etc. after the call. Please on the content side, kind of engage and get some stuff across, because we're only as kind of strong as the content that we've kind of got up there. And then yeah, we'll just be good to keep working with you guys. Obviously Nell and Isabel, I think we're talking tomorrow anyway, but Nell and Isabel, we're looking forward to keep working with you, and thank you to everybody for your time.
I'll shut up and I'll go away a bit. But the final thing, your launch, what are you planning for your launch of this product?
So it will be the start of the promotional post. So as I say, it will be the kind of golden period before the Easter holidays and break, and we'll kick off with coastal posts between the Visit Somerset and Visit Exmoor channels. I just wondered whether you and Giles were going to set off on a walk together or anything like that to mark the event.
Stop the recording, Emma.
Well, you know, Giles has already said that he's available 24/7, so maybe Giles should do
that is just sitting in an office chair, not walking.
A 24-hour walk.
Skills are here displayed.
Okay,
thank you.
And thanks, guys. It's been really nice to see everybody. Really nice to see you all. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.